absolutely could.
So let's move on to Jaylen Waddle. Waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle.
Gosh, and you know what about Waddle too is that he kind of got, his sophomore year kind of got overshadowed because he had a better freshman year.
He had a better freshman season.
But like they just had so many weapons there. Like I don't think it's an issue of him. I think it's weapons. Like they just had so many. I wanted to point this one thing out. You were doing all your stats earlier, J-Wack. I got one for you. Okay. Jaylen Waddle had 20 punt returns in 2019. 20. His average is 24.4 yards. Average.
It's a quarter of the field.
Yards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, and he had some called back, I think, too. Like, dude is a freak returning the ball. Freak.
No, he's clearly a freak. And I think we're starting off with Garrett's plays here, right?
Yep, we're starting off with me.
Yeah, of course you take the Auburn game. Garrett,
Well, I mean,
where you went off.
Yeah, I left that one for you guys. I was trying to be nice.
appreciate it. All right. Is this one mine?
Yeah, I think you pointed out that he's just a little lazy on this play.
Oh, okay.
A little slow
I have
off
it in
the
a
line.
different order here. Okay. I don't know why I have a different order. Yeah, so he gave it away right away that it was a run play. Like I knew right off the bat without having to look at anything else because I wasn't even watching the rest of it. I was simply watching him. I knew right away that it was a run play. Kind of jogs off the line. Like, is that a skill set issue? No. Like, but it is a question for me. Like, at least, I was showing off with Bateman last week, some of those things where he was setting up stuff for later because of what he was doing off the line of scrimmage on run plays. He's not setting anything up for himself on this with that. And so I was a little bummed at seeing that.
Yeah, I'm going to restart this again. Sorry, everybody.
Run it back.
Just I'm going to have to figure this out.
Did you guys watch this Alabama-Auburn game?
Not live. I watched it later. But I
Okay.
did not watch it live.
I think I did.
Even though, okay, either way,
We're back.
there was the punt at the end that Auburn was going to punt it. And then, they had, the penalties, and Auburn got a first time to have to punt it. If they had to punt it, do you think Waddle would have returned it for a touchdown?
He might have. He couldn't be stopped this game.
I mean,
Dude,
Everything he touched turned to gold.
I feel like it's a 50-50 chance.
Insane, this game.
So I specifically put this play in here. I could have put a bunch of different ones in, but I just wanted to show his kick return ability. That was simply all I was aiming to do with this. Making guys miss in the open field. He sets up his blocks, has good vision to see where it is, and then he kind of knows his speed and knows he's not going to catch me. That is something that I think is going to be scary at the next level. Is how much is he going to affect special teams? Because I do think he's going to be a good receiver as well. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I do think he is going to make an absolutely huge impact on special teams.
Kind of reminds me like Devin Hester.
Right. I mean, to me here, I don't think he's run that fast. I think he's like, I'm good.
No, but
he's not.
at the end, he kicks it into another gear, though.
Right,
too.
right. I mean, there's a play against Auburn, I think his freshman year, where he has this crazy burst gear. And I'm like, that's not right here. You can tell he's like, I'm fast enough. I got it.
Exactly. I know.
You're right.
It's crazy.
All right, go ahead with this next one there, J-Wack.
Dude, what a freak, dude.
I know, man. How do you
Now this one
outrun
shows
those
off the speed a
angles?
little bit more. Now watch this route. Good route. Gets upfield, splits the two defenders. Then he sees the safety, widens out, and all of those guys have the angle. They all have the angle there. They should be able to get him, but that's just unreal speed. Like honestly, I'm not sure his speed is that far off from Henry Ruggs.
Oh, no. I think he's right on par with him.
And I have a play later, we can debate that one, Bryce, where I have them both running.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, we'll chat about it. Yeah,
I was going to say, I think their 40 times are going to be scary close.
I think he's quicker than Ruggs.
Well, me too.
I do too.
Better with the ball in his hands, too, after the catch, making
way
people
better.
miss and stuff.
He's got this wider frame for a little guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he can do more. Does that make sense? He's not really linear. He's a little wider, I think.
for sure. And he's like, he never loses speed when he's like turning and stuff. It's crazy. He
I mean,
turns
like
so tight.
wider in terms of like his where his feet are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh, that's nice.
All right. So this one was a both for me. So here we go. Good route, finding the dead spot there. Great upfield, breaking tackles, but that is one of my concerns there at the very end. He gets knocked.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit worried about his size. I think he is a little, we have a similar size as to him and Rondale Moore, but I think he's much more frail. Doesn't carry his weight nearly the same way that Moore does. And so that is one thing that I am a little bit like, does he have the frame? Does he have the body? That is a little bit of a concern for me.
He got lit up in the LSU game that I had. I didn't pick this play, but he got lit up, I think, one or two times there where I'm just like, and he wanted to get every yard he could,
Yeah,
which
I
is like a
respect
good
it.
thing.
Right.
But the injury concerns are going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think there was a clip I didn't put in here, but he got knocked. I forget what the opponent was. And the very next play, he came back and he made a big play. So, man, I think he's able to take it.
Okay, this play, I simply wanted to show off. Look at him. He takes a few steps, kind of breaks in a little bit, and then takes off. Acceleration 0 to 60 to split both of these guys. Watch him. He's kind of going 80%, 100, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
Just gone. And it's such a short little clip. We don't even know what happens he doesn't even get the ball, I don't think. But just to show that ability to be able to say, like, okay, I'm going to be really fast right now. And he's just gone. Like, there's nothing you can do. That is very, very special.
Ethan asks, Waddle high 4.3 guy? I think he's a low 4.3 guy.
Oh, he might be a
think him and
4.2
Roach
guy.
are very close.
Yeah.
He might be a 4.2 guy.
See, here you can see the physicality.
So this, I wanted to balance that out a little bit because I gave the negative with that, but his mentality, I think, is good.
I like that, Garrett.
Yep. So that's the difference between, like, he might not have the physicality, but the mentality is there. And so if he gets in a weight room, he gets stronger. He is not afraid of going right through these guys, and he's still fighting for every extra yard. Ends up breaking that tackle from 42, and then it takes two more guys to bring it down. So I might be worried about the physicality, but I like the mentality of the player.
Just watch him weave. He's so good at weaving at full speed.
Smooth.
Look at this cut. It's like a 45-degree cut.
You know what's interesting is so Joseph Murphy over here, he asked, Waddle's pure electricity and plays physical too. Does he remind you of Percy Harvin coming out of college in terms of skill set? I think he has more in his skill set than Harvin, because Harvin played probably more running back than receiver. And he has more burst. But Harvin also had that mindset where he didn't care about his body and would sacrifice it. Now, again, it hurt him in the NFL with concussions. But he had some of that same, like, he'll run hard through this seam, and sometimes he'll make it and make big plays at Florida.
Joseph, yes, we are getting YouTube comments.
Yep. Sorry if we missed one. Feel free to ask again if we miss a question.
Well, I just answered his question.
Yeah, I didn't know if before.
Okay.
But here, I just wanted to. I mean, it's a run play, but he's working. He's working the guy. It could have been could have had the option to throw possibly.
Say,
here,
is that
but,
an RPO maybe? Did the
attacked
offensive
inside
lineman get
shoulder,
downfield
too.
at all?
Yeah, it could have
That's
been like a
inside.
half field option type play, but I mean, just a quick route, smooth, breaks him off, wide open. Lined up here in the slot, catches a bubble. See ya. I posted this one on Twitter this week. I couldn't believe it.
Jaylen getting this all 22.
I couldn't believe it, man. Just watch this.
He cuts those.
These cuts
He didn't even need to do that.
at the
Like,
speed
that's
he's
just showing
running.
off. He could have scored without doing that. He's just showing off.
It's like little subtle movements. Like, all right, he catches the ball here. He adjusts to the outside there to beat that guy. Weaves back inside to avoid the oncoming defender, and then he just puts these guys. It's like the old Michael Vick scramble play where the guys run into each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk
Minnesota.
about the commercial, the Mike Vick experience.
Oh, jeez.
That commercial, one of the greatest commercials ever.
It's just special. Yeah, it's a great commercial. They throw a lot of bubble screens to him. I can't wait to see him in a more featured role this year. I wanted to show off the catch here. Good adjustment, good hands. On a tough ball.
I didn't see any drops in my games. Did you guys see any drops in yours?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So this next play here, let it run. You can see he's blocking, one of the lead blockers here for Devontae Smith, but his guy makes the tackle. I thought he came out a little soft, a little weak. Could have come out a little harder and thrown. He's kind of playing patty cake out there.
Needs those heavy hands.
Yeah, I noticed that a few times actually, and I was hoping. I didn't think I was going to, just because he runs so physical sometimes. I thought that would translate into blocking, but I mean, Garrett, you showed it earlier when he wasn't getting the ball. You know, he was
Slacked off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm out here. But
Give it the old college try.
you know, not every play can be perfect. We're being nitpicky, of course, but
For sure.
another bubble screen. So I thought he could have taken this outside. I thought he could have beaten this guy here, followed his blocks, run close to Judy and Ruggs, and scored. But a little too much dancing. I wish I had a better angle.
No, I
The
think you're
cardinal
right, though.
sin of bubble screens is you don't cut inside.
Yeah.
You just stay outside.
So, again, we're being nitpicky, but
No, but I think you're right there.
that's what we're doing.
Well, and he doesn't even make that guy miss. Let's just
Nah.
say that much,
Right.
which is surprising for him.
All right.
Whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
Poor Arkansas.
So, again, just showing off his playmaking ability, the ability to make guys miss in a phone booth. Just quick twitch. Just like him and Rondale Moore both have that natural quick twitch ability to make guys miss.
Is that Tua's brother?
Huh?
Is that Tua's brother? right
Yeah,
there?
that's to his brother.
It is.
Yep.
Where did he transfer to? Maryland?
Maryland.
Yeah. Ah, shoot. I was going to draft him in that C2C league. Oh,
I have
so,
him in the other league.
guys, in the Nerds Campus to Canton League, I got
what
both
was that?
Rondale Moore and Jaylen Waddle somehow. Waddle fell to 2-3. It's like, what are my guys doing here?
Wow.
How's he falling in the second round? I don't get it.
Shouldn't happen.
I traded up to grab him, though.
I will say we'll get into this. I think he is a really, really good prospect. For fantasy football, though, I think that's the right range. The
Ooh.
reason being is
He's
I
a
think
first-round player.
But the role at the next level that he is likely to play is not going to be one of high volume. Whereas I think all of those other three guys that we've talked about are more likely to either be an X or be a heavily targeted guy out of the slot.
I think
think-
Waddle can be that, too. I think he'll be just like Rondale Moore in that same role.
I don't think so. I think he's going to be a much more of that big play type of guy. I don't think he can take the abuse of, at least at this point, of 120 targets cutting across the middle. Like I don't see that. I see it more big plays and gadget plays.
So this is that play. I did keep that in, Garrett. So I was wrong, or J-Wack, in terms of abuse. So what I like about this play, though, is he knows his speed. Like, watch him hesitate. He's like, I can beat this guy to the corner. And he's no room, and he beats him to the corner. But then he gets as many yards, and I'm just going to take a hit. Like, I like it, and I don't like it, you know?
Yeah. So fast.
Dude, he's
So furious.
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit, Garrett. I think he's going to be a guy that they're going to have to get the ball in his hands because he's such a dynamic playmaker. And he can get open like
Maybe.
you're watching with his route running, and he makes catches. He can catch the ball fine.
So if you want to go back. So this play,
Oh, my
I
bad. I
highlighted.
thought that was the same play.
If I know. So what I like here is that he has to get inside of this backer, that guy, and who's coming from the inside, and he avoids him. Like that's pretty good in terms of your route running. When you're a smaller guy, you're going to have to be able to do that, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good play. That's all. It wasn't.
Oh, I love this play.
Oh,
we'll just let it ride.
Man.
That's crazy.
Joe Murphy asks, why do you think that he's gotten hurt 0 times, Garrett?
I'm not saying I think he's necessarily injury prone. I'm worried about his physicality at the next level to be able to take that abuse with that type of frame. I'm not saying I think he's an injury prone player. I'm just saying that type of frame that he has does not lend to somebody that you're going to say, okay, we're going to pepper this guy with targets over the middle, taking the abuse of linebackers and safeties over and over and over like that. He strikes me much more as a Deshaun Jackson type archetype, more so than, you know, your typical slot guy that you would heavily target. So I'm not trying to say he's a bad player. I think his name deserves to be in this conversation with these guys. I just think the type of usage that he'll be getting at the next level will not be the same that those other 3 guys that we're talking about will get. So for me, like he's definitely the 4th out of those 4, not because he's a lesser player or a lesser athlete.
So the thing I like the most about this play though is he keeps his balance after that.
He got his head ripped off.
Like that's, I mean, and then he's just aggressive. You know, he's like, oh, I hate LSU. You know what I mean? I'm making this play. I mean, that's a big play in this game.
That's crazy, man. How can you keep your feet, getting your head, your neck broken like that?
And then score. You know, like,
yeah.
Some people get scared after that. It's like, nope. That's a heck of a play.
I'm going to go to the next one here. Let that play like 5 times.
I mean, for good reason. It's pretty good play.
It is.
Oh, another one.
And there's like 6 replays. All right, we got him here in the slot. Nick.
I don't remember why I picked this one. We'll see. Oh, it's the route. So watch him that little stem, and he makes the safety fall down, and he comes flat across the field, which is exactly what you need. It's a rolling cut, but he comes flat. So if he does get the ball, but that's route running right there. That little movement right there, that's big. That's the NFL right there. And boom. I mean, this is LSU. This isn't Vanderbilt, you know?
Yeah.
This isn't, Alabama State. This is the national championships. Oh, you're on the ground. Sorry.
And it shows how much he respected his speed too, because he was breaking downfield before he even got there. Yeah. So that shows how much he respected his speed.
A lot of people out there were comping Jaylen Waddle. I mean, Henry Ruggs to Tyreek Hill, but I think Waddle's plays more like Hill than Ruggs does.
Way more like Hill, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of who he reminds me of. I don't like comping players at Tyreek Hill, though, because he's such a freak.
Yeah, and the problem is people think like it's like their career arc. It's like their game is similar. That's just all it means.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I threw this one in here, Nick. I wasn't sure if this was one of them. I didn't know if you're showing his takeoff here.
No.
Okay. We'll just move on by. And I was like,
that's right. That's me with at least one play every time. I'm like, well, I don't know why I did that.
And this one, I just like the route running because he has to. So if you watch this one, it's 4th down. This guy's inside, right? He's thinking he's going inside. So he fakes outside and then still gets back inside of him.
And don't be confused by the yellow circle.
Yeah.
Which happened to me the first 2 times. I was like,
yeah,
we're looking.
He's in the slot on the top of the screen. I just thought that's such a great route.
People have to watch
me,
that
that's
guy
why I believe in his game at the next level more than anything because he is a nuanced route runner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's a.
I mean, if he throws at them there, he scores a touchdown. 2 of them messed up.
Yeah. Again, there's a better view of it here.
Yep, and then you'll see in the second one where he beats him inside. But what I don't, and this is the one negative I had on him here, is I thought he took too much time with this cut. I thought he could have he kind of stuttered a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And he could have just went.
And he could have maybe
more separation.
Taken that upfield more rather than taking it across.
Mm-hmm. But he still got open, so it's he knows his his body, or he's waiting for 87 to clear out.
But I mean, it's a 6.
Yeah, touchdown.
Yeah. Come on, Tua. What you doing?
Not.
Don't give that ball to Judy. He doesn't want to get hit.
Oh, Judy. Him and Jefferson.
Boz asks, how much of a volume increase do you guys anticipate for Waddle in college without Ruggs and Judy?
A massive one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the targets in front of me of what is being vacated.
Well, what's going to be interesting, you can just stop it here because this is where we're going to have fun, is, Smith had the best year last year out of all of them. And it'd be interesting to see if he steps up. But then Waddle finally gets a chance where he's not overshadowed by guys older than him. And we'll see what happens. So, okay, we had talked earlier, Garrett, about his speed versus Ruggs. We've seen this play how many times?
Yeah.
Like, watch Henry Ruggs catch him, right? Okay, so Ruggs is, you highlighted it. If you go back. So Ruggs has no one to interfere with him on, right? Straight line, Ruggs just chases him down. Waddle here goes through traffic, okay, has to widen, go around a ref, and he's right there with him. And he has to come at it a little bit of an angle. I get that. So that might be easier, but also, with avoiding, and Ruggs goes in a straight line. Who's faster?
It's going to be close.
No one looks at Waddle here.
Dude, he's so...
Look at him moving. He's like, we are not giving up a touchdown to Tennessee.
To be fair, Ruggs wasn't really running at first, but...
Well, Waddle wasn't either. Waddle was kind of stopped here. He stopped. Now he goes. He's got 2 yards on him.
Dude, watch him explode.
Dude, I know, dude.
He takes really long strides for a shorter player,
and that's why he's so good, Garrett. God, get off your negativity. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, where do you guys have him ranked?
Don't take the wind out of my sails.
I have him at 4 too.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Nick. Where do you have him ranked?
Man,
fourth as well. Thank you.
I didn't say where I have him.
But him and Chase are real close.
No, you have him at 4.
He could, honestly, he could surpass Chase depending on how this year goes for Chase. Because, he had that one blow-up year in that really, really high-powered offense with Joe Burrow. Like, let's see what Chase does this year with not so great of a quarterback.
Waddle would have to show me that he can be more physical and that he can do more on the outside for me to be willing to move him ahead of Chase.
He's not going to be an outside receiver, though.
What's that?
Say he's not going to be an outside receiver.
I don't think he will either, but that's the thing. Like, he could. I don't think he will. But for me, I just don't think his ability, not his ability, because I think his ability is on par or even maybe better than some of those guys. But I think the role that he will play based on his size, his speed, his skill set is not going to lend to the type of volume that the other 3 guys will get. And I'm including Moore in that because I think Moore will get fed a ton. It'll be mostly out of the slot, but I think he will be much more of the big play type player, the boomer bust, 3 touchdowns one week, 2 catches for 40 yards the next week.
So, okay, let's walk through his game quickly, okay? He has elite athleticism, and I don't throw those words out often. He has elite athleticism.
Agree. I agree with that.
Okay, he has nuanced route running.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of attacking defenders where he needs to and separating. I thought he used his hands during his route running. Jared, you had a play where he caught outside of his frame, like really high, right?
Yep.
So what is he missing to play outside receiver?
I'm not saying he won't. I think he would.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I just haven't really seen him do that yet at all. So it's just tough to.
Because when you want to look at it, you have big guys on the outside at times, but they don't win with route running. But then you have like Antonio Brown on the outside who win with route running. They can't touch him.
Yeah.
And imagine any corner trying to it'd be so tough to guard him. I feel like. So I don't know where.
you put your guys in the best situations based on their strengths. And I think, like, as a coach, you would want to put Waddle at the slot just based on his skill set. So I don't foresee them putting him on the outside, I guess.
Nick, you keep dodging the question. Who's for?
Man, I don't know, because I think Rashad Bateman is the worst athlete of the four.
Okay.
We had already Chase is the worst route runner of the four. I think Chase is the third worst athlete. Right.
Okay.
If we go through that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think Bateman and Chase are very similar athletes. Like overall athletic profile.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're closer, and then Waddle and Moore are closer.
Right. Are much more freaks. Yeah.
And they're in a tier of their own, I think, in that regard.
Exactly.
Man, this is going to be tough.
What'd you ask, Nick?
Okay, I'm gonna have him 4. Man, I wanted to have him higher, but I just can't do it.
You can't.
And
those other 3 have things he just doesn't have.
He's got a ceiling though,
for sure.
That I think it's more, and the other 3 are in a different group.
Yeah,
all in the same tier.
We got a whole year of football to go. Well, hopefully, right? But I mean, we're talking in terms of Devy, so people are doing their Devy drafts right now and selecting those guys, so it's important. That's why we're looking at them. Yeah.
Nick's so mad that he had to put him 4. He
was
convincing himself to put him somewhere else.
I just want to force myself in there, and I couldn't do it.
All right.
Anybody have any questions before we call it a night here? We appreciate everybody coming in, stopping in. If you stopped in here late, these do get put up on YouTube and Twitch. Full replays are out there, and we also put the individual player breakdowns up on YouTube as well.
John Bridge bringing up my dude Tamori and Terry. I like.
How about this one?
Can't wait to watch him.
Who gets drafted higher, Waddle or Devontae Smith?
Waddle.
Probably Waddle.
Smith's got a good game, man.
Smith's a very good player too.
He does, but
it'll be fun like 5-6 years from now to see how all of these Alabama receivers turned out. To see if they all lived up to the hype. Some of them did. None of them did. Like it'll be really interesting to see how all that plays out.
What do you guys think Smith runs? Because I think he's fast as shit too.
He is.
He is. I think he's closer to Judy than he is these two guys.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. I think Judy's the slowest of the 4.
Yeah, me too.
He probably is.
I mean, he's not for slow either.
He ran a 4.4.
He's not slow, but of the 4. Yeah, I thought that was a good question. How about man? Do you want to talk about Terry or no?
No, we need to cover him. He's okay. Yeah, we need to save him because I've been a big Terry fan for a while now, and it was fun to see some of the things that he does at such a big frame to do some of the things that he does.
Yeah, reminds me of like a better DK Metcalf.
Ooh, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But we have to schedule too when we're gonna have I don't know, maybe this is like giving it away, maybe I shouldn't say it, but we're gonna have Josh Johnson from ULM on the show. We need to pick a week out, maybe 2 weeks from now.
And people do not know about him enough yet.
They don't.
Garrett, we have not put him out there enough.
Nick,
like you got me
Nick
on board.
doesn't know enough either.
I'm on board. Nick is a hater like usual.
DJ Dallas all over again.
You say that like it's a bad thing. DJ Dallas is the man. Okay?
Yeah.
DJ Dallas got taken in the 4th round. Is about to be the starter for the Seahawks.
Don't hate on our boy.
Starter. Oh man.
Chris Carson's gonna fumble his way out of town. He's gonna break another hip, and then DJ Dallas says, "Don't worry, guys, I got this."
Do you see they might sign Devontae Freeman?
I did. I see they're interested in Carlos Hyde too. I wouldn't be shocked. I think that tells me 2 things. One, that tells me actually a lot of things. One, the rumors of Penny not being ready are absolutely true. Like he is not going to be ready to go. 2,
and he's not good. We
keep hearing that Carson is going to be ready, but kind of similar to Atlanta, they're like, yeah, we hope Todd Gurley's healthy. Nobody really knows what's going on right now because they're not able to hang out with these players. Like they're not able to get them in house. So I wonder. Pete Carroll's super positive. He's always going to say the most positive thing he possibly can. So I don't trust anything he says on Chris Carson. So we'll see. Maybe he is healthy. And I actually do like Chris Carson as a player. I think he's a very underrated.
Oh, he's so underrated.
But I'm not convinced he's healthy either. So it will be very interesting. I would not be shocked if a Freeman, a Hyde, Lamar
DJ Dallas
Miller,
even
A
healthy?
Dallas.
We don't know if DJ Dallas is healthy. No,
DJ
we
Dallas
don't
is
know if
always
anybody's healthy.
he's always healthy.
What else do we have over here?
Compare.
When does Nick get a special guest on the Nerds Pod? Mitch, it's a good question. I'm holding out for a higher signing bonus. You guys got to get on Rich. He's trying to undercut.
Now, to be fair, you have done the Nerds podcast video form.
Right.
You have been on with me, Matt, and Rich on YouTube,
Right.
but you have not done it on purely audio form yet.
No. So just you get on Rich. You tell him to talk to my agent. Got to up the stakes a little bit.
Whenever Nick moves to Ohio.
Scott Boris. Yeah. Move on out. Come golf with me and J-Wack.
Gosh, they're trying to convince me. If I do that, we're gonna have Taco Bell all the time in golf. That's all we're gonna do.
That sounds amazing.
Let's see.
I mean,
I
I'll have
these
diarrhea for
things.
the rest of my life, but
CL asks, compared to the top wide receivers in this year's draft, as far as pre-NFL rankings, that's where it ends. But I assume he's asking where we would have him ranked.
compare these two guys.
Yeah, I would. Shit.
It's that's how good this class is. Like, it rivals and could potentially beat last year's class or this year's class.
Dennis.
Right now, if I had to, let's just say I'll rank them because pre-draft, we're not going to talk about landing spots. I would have it Moore, and then Lamb would be in the group of Bateman, Chase, and Waddle, and then Judy would be in that one too, and then another tier break, and then you'd have the rest of the guys.
Okay, so you would have more
In tier one
or
by himself.
2021 guys in that top 6 or 7, however many it was, that you would.
He'd
than
be
you
by
would
himself.
2020.
He'd be
At
by
one.
himself up there, yeah.
Wow. It's so close. I'm tempted to put more ahead of Bateman. It's really, really close for me. I might make the jump. He's really good. Yeah, it's tough, man.
Whoa, I just had the biggest voice crack ever. Dennis says Nick only does video because he's handsome. Don't tell him that. Look at him now.
These
He's
are all
so
facts.
happy.
Those are all facts.
Man, how's my hair?
Well, that's it for tonight, I think. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Next week, we have Max Borgi, however the hell you want to say it, and Najee Harris. So, another good one.
Another one.
So, tune in next week to see our thoughts. Again, if you didn't catch this one, there will be a full replay up on YouTube, and as well as the individual players.